Hey yo, what is up guys? It is me. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast DPX Talks for about an hour, and today I am flying solo. I mean that's my name. But sorry about those noises by the way, guys. But yeah. I tried to get a guest on here, but then I figured I had one. I did a spoiler discussion episode of Slash just last week, and also I don't have too much on here to talk about, so I don't want to waste a guest episode with one where I don't have a whole lot to say. You know, I barely have any topics here. So yeah, we're just gonna get started. Yeah, as for, I guess we'll start off with, you know, just the smaller topics. There aren't that many, but, yeah, the first thing is there have been some, movie delays. There's been Fast 9 got delayed again to, I think, June, and, Minions, got delayed again to July of next year, so that's a while. It's gonna end up coming out 2 entire years after it was planned to come out originally. So yeah, that's all I got on that though. So yeah. Anyways, in some other smaller topics, these are some smaller topics that have been out for quite a bit, but I want to give my thoughts on them, but you know, I'm not going to dwell on them for too much because they've been out for a bit. So yeah, a while ago, you know, back like last summer, I got addicted, absolutely addicted to Avatar. You know, I hadn't watched Avatar: The Last Airbender until it got put on Netflix, and you guys might know I watched it, and I watched the shit out of it. I got hella addicted to that show. I just wanted more Avatar, whatever that was, you know. And this is old news. You guys know this, but I just want to give my thoughts on it. Nickelodeon opened up Avatar Studios, being run by Mike and Brian, the producers and the creators of Avatar. So this is absolute, as someone who got into Avatar recently, and ever since watching Avatar and then watching Korra wants more Avatar, this is fantastic news. When I found this out, it made my day, let me tell you. And obviously this is old news. I don't want to dwell on this for too long, but there's going to be a theatrically released animated movie coming, like, I don't know, within like the next year or two, I'd say. What do I think it's going to be? I think like, you know, there's going to be a lot more Avatar content because of this, you know, new studio. But I think this Avatar movie is going to focus on Aang and Katara and Sokka and all them. You know, because, like, I guess, like, if you're going to do a movie, you kind of have to play it safe, I guess, like that, if that's your first foray into, like, this new expansive Avatar universe. Also, if you want to touch on a brand new Avatar, like, we saw that with Aang, we saw that with Korra, they got their entire series. I feel like we need, like, an entire series if we want to touch on a brand new Avatar. Now, if it's, like, a movie about, like, a past Avatar, like Kyoshi. A lot of people wanted, like, a Kyoshi show or movie. I guess that could work. But, like, I think it's more likely that we're going to see, like, a, you know, sort of side story with our main characters from Avatar. Or maybe it could be, like, a spin-off of, like, a side character. I can't name any character specifically that could get a side, like, a spin-off movie, but I don't know. Again, I don't want to dwell on this one for too long, because this is like a month old almost. Like, this was shortly after the last episode, not the WandaVision discussion, but the one before that. So this was, yeah, but that's what I think. And yeah. Anyways, in some other brief news, Space Jam 2 is coming out this year. This is a few weeks old too, but I wanted to talk about this because I'm kind of surprised, but at the same time, kind of shouldn't be surprised to see just how many people got like really upset over this. There's this one character in the first Space Jam movie named Lola Bunny. You guys, I'm sure like that was like furry or not, is most likely your first crush like ever, you know. At least cartoon crush, you know. I mean, it wasn't mine, but then again, when I was younger, I actually didn't watch Space Jam till I was much older, you know. So if I'd watched Space Jam when I was like younger, like, you know, if I watched Space Jam at the point to where I didn't have a crush yet, then Lola Bunny probably, I don't know, could have been my first crush, but whatever. Like, if you're a furry or not, like, ask most people what their first ever crush, or at least cartoon crush, is Lola Bunny. And now they've released some art for Space Jam, and you can see they nerfed Lola Bunny. You know, they gave her the good old flattening treatment. And people were really upset here. Like, I mean, I guess like it attracts a certain audience. Whether it's furries or just people that got attracted to her at a young age. So maybe more young kids could get attracted to this cartoon bunny. But at the same time, like, you toned down the, like, thickness of this cartoon bunny. And, I mean, I feel like the movie doesn't lose too much, you know. I never thought, like... I kind of thought just the way Lola Bunny was always like over sexualized was actually kind of funny, if anything, because it's a bunny. That's the thing here. She's a bunny, and like everyone in the movie, including Michael Jordan, like checked her out. So I'd say I'm on both sides of the fence. I understand why people are kind of upset. I don't quite understand why people are this upset, though. That's what I'll say, you know, because I don't think it affects the overall movie, you know. It doesn't affect the experience you have while watching the movie. Excuse me. So, yeah, I don't care too much, but then again, I'd say it was a nice, Lola Bunny was a nice cherry on top of the Space Jam Sundae. Kind of just came up with that off the fly. But what do you guys think about Lola Bunny getting nerfed? Okay, speaking of getting nerfed, we kind of got the opposite of that. So Pyra and Mithra came out in Smash Ultimate not too long ago, and long story short, I don't think I'm going to main them. I kind of have like 6 mains. That's maybe a little too much mains. But Pyra and Mithra, I honestly think, like, whenever a DLC character comes out in Smash Ultimate, it's always like, oh, this character's broken, this character's OP, you know, Min, broken, Sephiroth, OP, Steve, ban him. Pyra Mithra, though, I think might be the first DLC character that actually is, like, I don't want to say banned tier, but, like, S tier, you know? I mean, Joker was S tier, but I'm getting off topic. Someone, forgot the name, but it was like some Twitter user, added in a mod for Pyra and Mithra that gave them jiggle physics. And, I honestly think it's a rather harmless mod. But, you know, many people in the Smash community got up in arms about that. And, you know, the person who made the mod got a shit ton of, backlash for objectifying women in video games. And I think it's overblown, honestly. Like, it's a mod. And yes, I get it. Like, this person gave these characters jiggle physics. But then again, like, I mean, if you think, honestly, by that logic, like, have you seen Pyra and Mithra in Xenoblade Chronicles 2? I haven't played Xenoblade Chronicles 2. But just look at their outfits. Look at how revealing they are. Like, this is, like, in Smash, like, Smash has the censored version of Pyra and Mithra. And then there was another mod think it might have been from the same guy, I'm not sure, who made a mod for Pyra Mythra where they're just completely naked. Like, nothing. Just butt-ass naked. And, again, some controversy came from that. But, I think it's dumb, honestly. Like, sure, like, you're into that stuff, you want to make that mod appeal to other people that are into that stuff as well, good. And you're allowed to get offended by it, you know? I'm not saying you can't get offended, but, like, this person received a bunch of death threats and shit. And it's not worth that. He gave a character in a video game jiggle physics, alright? That's all. Have you seen Pyra and Mythra in the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 game? Have you seen just how revealing they are, you know? Like, it's, like... Yeah. That's what I got on that. Another thing is, notice this is, like, another short topic, the last one. I noticed that a lot of, movie theaters are starting to open up, and we're getting a lot of, big new movies. You know, Raya and the Last Dragon came out. It was both on Disney Plus for $30. And I want to see that movie. I don't think there are any theaters open by me yet. So, like, paying for $30 on Disney Plus is my best option, probably. But it's not a good option. So I'm a wait. I definitely want to see that movie, though. There was Chaos Walking with Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley, and then there was also whatchamacallit, Cherry, also with Tom Holland in it, and yeah, those two movies I didn't hear were too good. They had like Tom Holland was both in both of them, and Tom Holland's supposed to be in like 4 big upcoming movies. These two, Spider-Man, which I mean we don't have to worry about Spider-Man, and also Uncharted. I hope Nathan Drake is I hope Uncharted is good and does Tom Holland some good. If not, then that could be like, you know, 4 big movies. I mean, Uncharted was supposed to come out this year, but still, like, you got 4 big movies, 3 of them suck. So, yeah, that's all I got. But yeah, just new movies are starting to come out. Godzilla vs. Kong comes out at the end of this month. If I can't see it in the theater, I won't, but that's definitely a movie I want to see in the theater. So yeah. Now we'll move on to our main topics. I don't have too much. This episode might actually be less than an hour long. But yeah, I'll start off with the Smash, you know. This isn't like a major like current event, but it's just some sort of editorial thing that has to do with Smash and Smash Ultimate's DLC that I want to talk about. So we all know we're in the middle of the second Fighters Pass with you know, we got Min, Steve, Sephiroth, and then Pyra Mythra. We got 2 more left, and at the end, like during the Pyra Mythra showcase where they added Pyra Mythra to the little graphic that showed Min, Steve, and Sephiroth as well, and showed the other 2 mystery DLC characters, there was a note on the bottom that said only 2 fighters left, and a lot of people for some reason thought that was confirmation, or rather deconfirmation, of a 3rd Fighters Pass, and I don't really see that being the case. So, right here, what we're going to do, I'm going to go through the pros and cons, or at least, like, the likelihood, like, for a 3rd Fighters Pass and stuff against a 3rd Fighters Pass, alright? So, for a 3rd Fighters Pass, you know, there's one major thing, you know, and that is Smash is, like, aside from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is a Wii U port, and it's Mario Kart, and Animal Crossing New Horizons, which, yeah, that, I can't really, like, say it doesn't count. Mario Kart counts, but, like, aside from Mario Kart and Animal Crossing, Smash is as far as I know, Smash is the best-selling Nintendo Switch game just ever. And it is the #1 best-selling fighting game. And while, like, obviously the game was the talk of the town when, like, when the game came out, obviously, and then the first Fighters Pass, we got Joker, Hero, Banjo, Terry. Byleth sort of became a bit of a dip, and then Min wasn't as exciting. Steve, like, got a lot of people talking again. Sephiroth got a lot of people talking again. Pyra and Mithra they weren't as hype as Steve or Sephiroth, but they got people talking. And while it might not, people say Smash is dying. I wouldn't say it is, alright? Because it's just not. When people say a competitive game or an online game or whatever is dying, they seem to not understand what that means in that context. Like, people say, for example, Fall Guys is dying. I don't think Fall Guys is dying. It's not really the talk of the town. It's just, Fall Guys is like, you can play a game. You can find a match online, in Fall Guys. Same with Smash. You can definitely find online matches in Smash. The game's not dead. Anyways, I just wanted to get that off my chest, clear that. But, Smash is, like, big. And, honestly, like, I think the best way to go about with the future of Smash is just to give Ultimate the League of Legends treatment. That's one option. I think it's very excuse me. I think it's very likely that they will reboot the series, like give it a sort of a soft reboot. But like then I don't know, Ultimate sort of loses a bit of its value as like everyone is here, because then in the soft reboot they don't add new characters, or they do add new characters, and now Ultimate is no longer everyone is here. I don't know. That's sort of the hole they kind of dug themselves in with Ultimate, I feel. But anyways, I feel like, Smash DLC, there's still, like, really high demand. There's 2 characters left, but, like, you wouldn't exactly know that if you look at just how many popularly speculated characters there are, and leaks there are, and all that stuff. Like, there are 2 characters left. I can go on forever naming characters that are likely to be the next 2 characters, and I probably won't get a single one of them right, because they get you like that. But anyways, so I feel like it would be a great idea, like a great money idea to keep this going. On a business standpoint, it makes a lot of sense to keep the DLC going until, Smash is sort of like, I don't know. Until Smash is like completely like out of breath, if you know what I mean. Now if they do a Fighters Pass 3, I don't think they should from the first Fighters Pass they did 5, the second one they did 6. I don't think this third one should be 7 characters. I don't think it should be 6. I don't even think it should be 5. Maybe even 4. Like maybe it should be 4. I could even see it being 3. Yeah. And brings me into my second reason, though. Kind of, not really. But here's my second reason. You look at the amount of characters in Smash already, alright? And you look at every character. You count everyone separately. All the Echo Fighters. You count Pyra Mithra separately. You count Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard separately. There are 87 characters in the game right now. There are 2 more left to be revealed. That is 89. That leaves the game off with 89. Okay, now, obviously, that is counting, Pokemon Trainer and Pyra Mithra as separate characters when they share a spot. So, that is minus 3. That is 8. We're counting the 2 characters that haven't been revealed yet. 89 minus 3. That's 86. That's still a bit of a weird number to end on. So, yeah, but count everyone separately, as the website does. 89. That is a hell of a weird number to end on, Smash 4, I remember the base roster ended with 49 characters. I'm like, that is a hell of a weird number to end on. And eventually it got up to 50 something, 55, I think. I don't know. But it definitely was like 89's like that's a huge number, like, but that's a very odd and like weird number to end on. So I think like you might want to even it out, add in 3 more fighters in a Fighters Pass 3. That brings it up to 92, which is still a bit of a weird number, but like I don't. We need like 11 more to make it 100 characters. I want to see 100 characters in this game, but like, I mean, not in the spoiled sort of way. It's just like smash with 100 characters. Let's see it, And yeah, that brings me to my third point, which is kind of, I mean, it goes in between. So I'm gonna say this one, and then we're gonna go on to against the Fighters Pass. You notice in the base roster, they made a big deal about Echo Fighters, but there weren't too many Echo Fighters, at least for like the big deal they made of it. There aren't too many Echo Fighters. There's 7, I counted. There's Dark Pit, Lucina, Daisy, Dark Samus, Richter, Ken, and Chrom. Alright, I was able to say that with like no hesitation. That's not a lot. Obviously, I feel like Echo Fighters are a nice bonus. All right, I'm not gonna say that's not enough Echo Fighters, cause like, it's a nice little bonus, Technically, in that sense, it's more than enough. But I feel like if you can do an Echo Fighters Pass, even that could be like the secret third Fighters Pass, an Echo Fighters Pass. I feel like I'm kind of surprised in a way. I understand why, but like I'm kind of surprised they haven't done this yet. And it's a great like move. I would be like, it would make sense if they sold that for free. Like, that's something I think you can give for free. But like, but you can charge some money for that, and I'd be down to pay for that. If it's just let's say 6 Echo Fighters, because this current Fighters Pass has 6 characters, 6 Echo Fighters, and it's just a pass with just the Echo Fighters. No extra stages, no extra music, no spirit boards. None of that. Just the Echo Fighters. That's like a good, like a good $3-5, maybe $6, maybe $1 per Echo. I don't know, but something like that, like, that's not too bad. That ain't too bad. And just add in more, just do that so you can like expand the number of characters on the roster, without having to do too much work. Like, that's perfect. That's brilliant. But I understand why they don't want to do that, because you're paying money for a clone, Echo. But if you just market them as Echoes, you don't if like, let's say the next Fighters Pass would be Fighters Pass 10, or no, Challenger Pack 10. My bad. Let's say is an Echo Fighter. Let's say it's I'm thinking the Miss Pac-Man as an Echo Fighter for Pac-Man. Let's just say that's the next Challenger Pack. That's not good. You don't do that, because sure, you add in a new stage, and you add in some new music, add in a lot new content. You're still paying money for an Echo Fighter, and that's like the same amount of money you'd pay for a normal character. But if you just do a separate pass, I think that is a great idea. Just add in more characters through that way, and bada boom. It's not too much work either. But then that brings me to my 2 points as to why we probably won't see a Fighters Pass 3, and I think it's kind of likely we won't. The first reason is, you look at Smash Ultimate's DLC, and then you look at Smash 4. So Smash 4 came out in November of 2014, and got its last DLC in, February of 2016? I researched this earlier. Smash Ultimate Alright, wait, that's about, like, a little over 1 year. Alright, that's more 2 years, but, like, if you're talking exact amount of months, it's a little over a year. Smash Ultimate, came out in December of 2018, and as of March 2021, we still have 2 more DLC characters to go. And that is, like, I had, like, a release month theory. I thought of this theory before Pirate Mythra came out. And I noticed that now March is checked off of March, March, May, and August are the months that haven't gotten a new character. You know, you look at every other DLC character, they've filled out at least 1 month of the year. And now Pirate Mythra have filled out March, so that leaves May and August. I don't know what that'll mean for E3, because it seems weird that they would announce they'd come out with a new character in May, and then have the next month at E3 reveal another character, and not have that character come out till August. It doesn't seem right, but whatever. Should that theory be true, then, which it is a bit iffy, because the second Fighters Pass started with Min Min in June of last year, and then ends with whoever in August of this year. So that's over a year for this singular Fighters Pass. Doesn't seem right, but whatever. Should this theory be true, then Smash Ultimate comes out in December of 2018, and then the final character in the second Fighters Pass comes out in August of 2021. That is almost 3 whole years of DLC. That is a lot. That, like, at this point of Smash Ultimate's, like, lifespan, it has like gone further than Smash 4's DLC by a year, you know. And obviously Smash 4 had 7 DLC characters. We've had, like, 10, including Piranha Plant, and 2 more to go, so 12. But that's the thing, we have a lot. We're getting a lot, and, you know, once it's done, like, it's like, how long will this... I say, like, you know, this game should be supported forever, just because, you know, it's like... Yeah, it's like... I just lost... It's like... There's only... That's, like, the best possible way to do this. But... It's been a while since the game came out. When Smash 4 DLC concluded, it was a little over a year. This has been, like, a little over 2 years. Alright, so, yeah. And then the next reason is Sakurai, man, have pity on him. He's been working his ass off. There have been reports of him even getting, like, a health scare, like, while working on DLC. He's had to work at home. This man needs a vacation, man. Give Sakurai a vacation. It's like, yeah, just, like, and he's aging too. He's finally aging. You look at him, he ages so slowly. Sometimes he even looks like he goes back to being immortal, but he's just, this man has been working his ass off. Give him a break here, you know. So yeah, those are my reasons. Now what they could do, I honestly think on the Switch 2 or whatever, the Switch successor, what they should do is not make a Smash, like, not reboot Smash, not even make, like, a Smash 6 with just a brand new roster or anything. Make Super Smash Bros. Ultimate 2. You know, sort of like the jump between Smash 4 to Ultimate. Do that with this, you know. Bring back the roster, because, I mean, it's, like, it's wishful thinking, I know, but, like, they dug themselves in a hole here, you know, I feel. So, make Super Smash Bros. Ultimate 2, change up some gameplay mechanics like how you did from Smash 4 to Ultimate, you know, change some content in the game, add in more modes, you know, you were able to remove certain assist trophies and stuff, and add them as characters. You're able to remove certain stages and add stages and bring back other stages. Do that, and bada boom. You have Super Smash Bros. Ultimate 2. So what do you guys think of the possibilities of a Fighter Pass 3 in Smash? I rambled on a bit about that, but yeah, that was that. I guess now this episode will be a bit longer just because I rambled a bit on that. But yeah, the next topic is another thing that I noticed a while ago and I didn't talk about. I made a tweet about this, but I didn't really talk about it. That is the MCU this year. Falcon and the Winter Soldier comes out at the time of recording this. It comes out in 2 days, so I'm excited for that. I'll review it once it's done. But you notice WandaVision's out already. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is coming out. And you look at some shows. Loki is scheduled to come out this year on June 11th, I think. There's What If. There's Miss Marvel, and there is Hawkeye, all scheduled to come out this year. Now that's 6 MCU shows, but I didn't mention the movies. There's Black Widow, Eternals, Shang-Chi, and Spider-Man, all scheduled to come out this year. And still, they seem pretty keen on, coming out this year, Spider-Man has gotten many, that's the furthest away from coming out, but it's got many, set photos and stuff, and it's okay, so you're gonna actually come out this year. There are reports of Shang-Chi and, Eternals going well, coming soon. Black Widow's been on, the shelf for a while. But you notice something. 6 MCU shows, 4 MCU movies, 1 year. In the span of 1 year, there will be 10 new MCU things. Is that... Now, I was thinking, is that a little too much? Are they sort of I guess it's sort of like a catch-up year, because last year we had nothing for the MCU. That was the first, I guess you call it gap year since, I don't even know, since Phase 1, sometime in Phase 1. 10 MCU shows, or 10 MCU things. That's a lot. It could maybe even be a little too much. I thought 4 movies this year was probably too much, especially when you can, maybe I was thinking at some point, now they have Fox and stuff, they can probably do 4 movies a year, but the first one doesn't come out till May, and I believe Eternals comes out in over the summer. I'm assuming in July, because they like to put movies in, the MCU often has a July release date for the movies. And also, I believe Shang-Chi is supposed to come out November or October. They like to come out with movies around then. And then Spider-Man's supposed to come out in December. So that's we're not getting any movies until, there are 4 movies this year. 1 movie per season seems that seems perfect, but no, we're not getting one till May, and there are 4 more. Well, 4 in total. We're not getting one till May. The shows are a bit different. They're more spread out. We already got one in WandaVision. It started in January, ended a couple weeks ago. Now we're getting started with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. There's supposed to be 6 episodes, so it's gonna end in a few weeks. Then there's gonna be some downtime, and then we're gonna get Loki in June, and then What If, Miss Marvel and Hawkeye don't have any official release dates. What If says it's apparently summer of 2021, and that had an actual full trailer. Miss Marvel and Hawkeye don't. So I'm doubtful that we'll actually see Miss Marvel and Hawkeye come out this year. And also, those 2 shows are scheduled for late 2021. But also, you got to remember, there's a few Star Wars shows coming out this year. You know, we got Mandalorian, we got, we got, that burp kind of just made me forget. The Book of Boba Fett, we got the Bad Batch. I believe there's one more that was supposed to come out this year. I don't remember, but that's 4 Star Wars shows. So they're going to be competing with themselves. That's something I'm more worried about, honestly. Like, MCU, I'll take it. Throw anything you got at me, you know? Like, especially since, the MCU might be, like, it's either that or Star Wars, which is my favorite movie franchise. So I'll take anything MCU, unless it's, like, you know, some bullshit, like, Inhumans, that was shit, and kind of, you know, a stretch to call that MCU if I'm gonna be honest, and it makes sense because last year there was nothing and now there's 10. But what I think is more worrying is just the competition almost, you know, because Disney will be competing with themselves with the Star Wars stuff and with they even have some other stuff coming to Disney. Like, remember Disney Investors Day? They announced a shit ton of things. And they're all going to be, like, coming, like, a lot of stuff is going to be coming this year. So, like, yeah, I really don't see Miss Marvel or Hawkeye coming out this year. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get What If this year, although we did get, like, a full trailer for that. Because just the Star Wars shows, you know, The Mandalorian always comes out, like, towards the end of the year. And we were told that the Book of Boba Fett was supposed to come out in December. So, it's like, yeah, but, like, you're gonna have both these shows running, like, at the same time? Like, how are you gonna do that, you know? And then the movies, it's like, I guess they're not really competing with anything. Like, at one point, I believe, like, Spider-Man and Shang-Chi were supposed to come out on the same day. But, like, that, like, they fixed that. But it's like, yeah, I don't know, it's interesting to see what they'll do. The question is, what do you guys think about 10 MCU things scheduled to come out this year? Do you think this is a good move? Do you think, you know, do you think it's, like, it's a little too much? Are you worried about sort of Disney competing with themselves? Let me know down below. Anyways, I have a bit of semi-rant. It's not really angry. You know, a rant is like when you're angry. I don't know why I had to tell you what a rant is. I'm pretty sure you guys know that. But there have been crazy, like, rumors everywhere about the Nintendo Switch Pro. You know, it'll have its own exclusive games, you know, it'll be, like, you know, really powerful, it'll come out next year, or maybe even this year, I don't know. And, like, I report on a lot of news, you know, if you follow the MeCast, there's Chill with the MeCast where we will, I mean, if it's interesting enough, we'll talk about, you know, current events in the world of gaming, and there's the MeCast station where, I report on, or the members, but for a while it's been me because of isolation. I report on many, you know, current events of the previous week in gaming, but you don't hear me talk about the Nintendo Switch Pro, and it is one of the biggest topics, one of the biggest, you know, news topics in gaming right now, and I don't talk about it, and, like, I do that on purpose. Now, why don't I talk about this? It's big, you know. Well, I don't really care that much. Like, it's like, I really don't care. Like, first off, the news for the Switch Pro is, like, really hard to follow, you know. And, like, yeah, it's really hard to follow. It's stuff like that, you know. I remember the Cyberpunk thing, all the drama with that was, like, it made my head spin trying to follow that. I did research for, like, the whole GameStop, you know, Wall Street thing for an in-depth detective. That fucking made my head explode. And now trying to follow the Switch Pro rumors and stuff, that makes my head explode too. And there have been recent rumors that I've seen more people than usual report on. And I just can't help but think, I can't help but bother to not bother, if you know what I mean. Like, I just don't care. Now, why don't I care? Well, it's because I already have a Switch. I don't need, there's nothing to really care about with the Switch Pro, you know? Now, if you care, I'm not telling you shouldn't. I'm just saying for me, like, I'm sure people wonder, like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, on episodes of the MeCast station, I don't check comments, so maybe we've gotten a few comments at saying this, but, like, it feels like every week there's, like, a big new thing for the Switch Pro. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we get, like, comments saying, like, well, why don't you report on the Switch Pro this week? This happened with it. And it's like, I'm sorry, I just don't care that much. I just don't care that much to, like, follow, because, like, it's, like, first off, if I report on one thing, it's gonna be outdated, because just it's one of those things that has rumors and leaks and stuff that never fucking end. Like, for the bit I followed the rumors and leaks, it just never ended. And also, like, there'll be stuff I'm missing out. So that's a research thing, you know, that's, like, just a fact check thing. But it's just, like, something like the Switch Pro, I feel, is, like, really, like, it makes my head explode when I try to, like, follow along with the rumors and leaks. Because, first of all, it never fucking ends. And then, on top of that, it's, like, crazy, you know? Like, I also don't care. Like, I have a Switch, you know, I don't need a Switch Pro. Like, when the Switch Lite was announced, or even when that was rumored, like, people seem to care a lot. I'm like, alright, that's cool, you know, a portable-only Switch. Not that I care that much. And then when it was revealed, you know, it looks cool. It looks like a little baby Switch. But I don't care that much, because I don't need it. I don't need it. Now, I'll be moving out soon, so maybe, you know, maybe, like, if certain things happen, I might care then, but it just, as right now, it just doesn't bother me. I don't care that much, so that's why I don't really report on news for the Switch Pro, because I don't care. I really, like, I don't even think a Switch Pro is honestly necessary. Like, why? Like, what's necessary about it? Like, honestly, it's a nice thing to have, you know, if you're, like, a collector, you like to collect, you know, consoles. It's a nice thing to have, you know. Like, the new 3DS was nice, the DSi was nice, you know, but they're kind of unnecessary. Like, you look at, I can't even name you one DSi exclusive, but you look at the new 3DS exclusives, like, what's so special about them? Why are they new 3DS exclusives? You know, I remember, I can name you, like, Xenoblade Chronicles got ported to the new 3DS. And it's like, okay, what, could the normal 3DS not handle this game? And then there was, I think Minecraft was once ported to the new 3DS. It's like, could the normal 3DS not handle this? And then SNES Virtual Console SNES Virtual Console was on the new 3DS, only the new 3DS, and it's like, what, the regular 3DS could definitely handle SNES games. Like, come on. You know, I wasn't mad, you know, I had a Wii U that played SNES games. I had, like, a PC and, like, an Xbox and stuff that played Minecraft. I had, like, okay, no, I didn't have Xenoblade Chronicles, but no one did. But it's like, you know, it's not necessary. They give it exclusives to sort of justify its existence, almost. Other than that, it's really not necessary. So, that's just what I think about the Switch Pro. So yeah. Anyways, another thing I want to talk about is a Discord topic. Now, I really slacked on this episode of the podcast, so Discord topic I posted like just earlier today, and see, here's the problem. Now there are only 2 topics this time. That's not the problem. I'll tell you the problem. We got, the first option is, when should you refuse to support a company? And then the second option, excuse me, the second option is the problem, or my issue at least, with games as a service. And yeah, since I made this topic not a few hours before recording this, I got lazy with this month's episode, I guess. They got the same amount of votes. They're tied. So I'm going to talk about the one I want to talk about more. And that is, when should you refuse to support a company? Now, I remember, excuse me, adding this question to the polls, around the time where Nintendo were, really on a mean streak with, very late last year, when they were on a mean streak with, corporate business practices and, stuff with the free Melee drama, and then attacking the Splatoon community as well. And then they did the whole thing with the Etika Joy-Cons, and then they, struck down music channels, stuff like that. But when should you refuse to support a company? Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure you've heard me say that I don't support Blizzard anymore. They've done a lot of bad stuff. They've done many corporate business practices, but they went a step further. I still continue to support Nintendo, because honestly it's hard not to, but also I went a step further. No, Blizzard went a step further than a company like Nintendo did, where Nintendo was more it was just one thing after another, whereas holy shit, how do you want to alienate your fan base? With Blizzard, it was there are 3 different things that they did spread out across I want to say a little over a year, but all 3 things were really bad. First, at BlizzCon in 2018, I think it was, they announced Diablo Immortal as a mobile game to finish off it was their big game at their big convention that people paid thousands of dollars to attend and hundreds of dollars to watch on Twitch. There's no way to see the convention for free, I must say. If you want to watch it at home on Twitch, that's fine. You're gonna have to pay though. So and their return is a mobile game. That's I wouldn't say it's scummy. This isn't really a reason to boycott Blizzard, but it's what were you thinking? Do you guys not have phones? That's what they were thinking. Man, that dude who said that, he's still a meme. Honestly, that dude's life is ruined. I kind of feel bad for him, but at the same time, maybe don't say something really stupid like that. Anyways, a year later, around the time of their next BlizzCon, you guys may know there's the whole thing with Hong Kong going on, and then there is Blitzchung, who is a professional Hearthstone player. He won a tournament, and he was, in an interview with the 2 commentators of the tournament, and then he said something about the Hong Kong protests, and then the commentators hung up on him, and then Blizzard they took away Blitzchung's prize money, and also they also banned him for a year, and they cut ties with the 2 commentators that were talking to Blitzchung when he said the thing. Which why that makes me scratch my head kind of the most, actually. They did nothing. But anyways, they silenced Blitzchung, took away his prize money and banned him. They gave his prize money back eventually, but they still banned him. Like, it was a year-long ban. It's been over a year since that happened. I'm sure he's able to play Hearthstone now, but does he even want to at this point? It's like... So... And then that happened. And then the whole thing with Warcraft 3 Reforged happened. And that was a huge mess. And... I talked about that on this podcast, actually. It was just... That was like... I didn't play that game. I had no desire to. But just like the shit they pulled with that... Just the lies they told, and how it seemed that in many ways it was worse than the original version, and just a downgrade. Like, that just sounds like a bad remaster, but like, there's more to it. There's so much to it. It made my head spin. You know, that's when I was like, I wasn't gonna buy this game anyways, but that's when I was like, you know what? They don't deserve money. I like, if you want to support them more, fine, go ahead. But not for me. And they haven't been doing too much shit like that, at least not that I can recall, as of late. You know, they haven't, you know, but they could. They could do it like any day. So that's when I feel you refuse to support a company. With Nintendo, I was really like... It was really like, if this was any other company, I would choose to just boycott them. You know, but even then, if I'm going to pretend to be a non-Nintendo fan, you know, I admit I'm a Nintendo fanboy, and I can't really help but to buy their games because they look good, and they are good a lot. If I were to speak from the perspective of a non-Nintendo fan, but still from the perspective I had with Blizzard, like, Blizzard silenced one of their top players, and Nintendo silenced, you know, they pretty much silenced an entire community with Smash and Splatoon, so 2 communities, but it was never over, like, politics, if you know what I mean. Like, and they never, like, banned anyone. They didn't take away their prize money like Blizzard did, and they honestly never tried to scam anyone with like how Blizzard did with Warcraft 3. So yeah, that's where but like, if that's where you draw the line for Nintendo, where they like attack their own fan bases, I don't blame you. So yeah, that's just what I think. That's when you refuse to support a company. Anyways, that's it for that. There's some you guys know, remember about a year ago, this one scumbag YouTuber, yeah, while we were like sort of on the topic of scumbags, he goes by the name J Station. Right, J Station. Yeah, no one really like ever like thought of him ever again after this, to be honest. But if you don't remember, like over a year ago, he made like this one video where he faked his girlfriend's death, and then like it was disgusting, you know, just disgusting. I don't want to get into it. I went in depth on like over a year ago on this podcast, and you know, I was absolutely disgusted, and I really hoped YouTube like actually did their job and took him down. And they demonetized him. They actually demonetized him, which is something they don't rarely do with like a YouTuber like J Station, who got away with as much stuff as he did, but about a year later they terminated him, you know. And like, they're a bit late to the job, but they did it. They did it. Now, I don't, you know, it sort of reminds me of like the Leafy is Here situation, where he got terminated off YouTube, and like, you know, he got and people were celebrating because, yeah, Leafy's gone. But there's a bigger picture for that one. Leafy did not have like any prior strikes to prior to his termination. He like they just terminated his channel out of the blue. I feel like it was foolish. I never thought this. I feel like it was foolish to think that Leafy was going to last long after returning. There's a huge meme with Ethan Klein where he said, like, I would love to see Leafy exist in the current landscape of YouTube, and while that seemed a bit fishy, like, I kind of agreed with that, because I knew he wasn't going to last long. But anyways, that's where that I feel like you shouldn't be celebrating over Leafy's termination, because he didn't necessarily break any rules and then just got terminated. However, J Station, he did. I wouldn't say he broke rules. I don't know if is it like against the YouTube's TOS to exploit dead people? That's what he did. I don't know if that's against the terms of service, but it's definitely fucked up. And then when he fakes his girlfriend's death, and then like a bunch of reports came out afterwards of him assaulting her with a weapon and getting arrested for assault. It, like, YouTube, like, that's where you terminate him. And I don't like to celebrate where people's lives pretty much get ruined, but he kind of, like, deserves this. Like, the good person in me, the person who's all about forgive and forget, hopes that he can probably, his life isn't completely ruined, but, like, he wasn't going to change, because he got away with it every time. His girlfriend's death, this video about his girlfriend's death, like, got many views, and his audience are literal 5-year-olds who will believe it, and, it's like, yeah, he had to go. That's the main thing here. He had to go. So, yeah, that's what I think about J Station, and he recently came out and made a video on, like, Twitter or something, or I think on his second channel, maybe, I don't know, saying, like, for those of you who are celebrating, like, you shouldn't be, because, and I was about to, I was actually, when he said that, I was thinking he was going to say something relating to, like, if it could happen to me, it can happen to anyone, which, I mean, wasn't quite true. He was doing some fucked up shit, but at the same time, he's at least, like, not placing the blame elsewhere. But then he said, like, but then he follows it up with, over a false accusation of him attacking his girlfriend. There is proof of that, like, there's proof of, like, that being proven to be true, if you know what I mean. Like, the proof of that being true, I guess that would mean, like, we see him actually do it. We don't see him do it, but, like, we see, like, reports and everything of it being true. I don't know how to say it. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying, though. Yeah, I feel like he kind of deserved, he had to go. Hopefully he can turn his life around or whatever, but, like, he had to go, It sucks. It really sucked that, like, he got away with it for this long. And honestly, YouTube should be faster here. They should have honestly they shouldn't have just demonetized him. They should have terminated him immediately. So yeah. What do you guys think about the J Station situation? Did you even know about this? Because I didn't. I was told this by someone, and I'm like, oh shit, really? You got terminated? So yeah, it was just like, I don't know, like, I remember what the controversy he got himself into with his girlfriend's fake death really, really, like, made me sick to my stomach, and I was waiting for him to get terminated. I usually don't, like, eagerly anticipate someone getting terminated from YouTube. But J Station, I did. I'm sorry. He was just a scumbag. Anyways, moving on. It is kind of, last year, 2020, was 2020, and not many movies came out, but what am I even saying? Not too many movies came out, so it doesn't seem right that there would be a Oscar ceremony, but there is, and usually it would have happened by now, but they're not holding it till like I think April, which is next month, or May, something around then. And it's gonna be a weird year. I don't care too much about the Oscars. Like, there are people that are like, "Yay, the Oscars!" But so I mean, I like to watch movies. I care about, the people involved. They put hard work into their movies. But like Hollywood, I don't give a shit about. There's like scandals everywhere. There's drama. So the Oscars is sort of that celebrated. You know what I mean? But I'm always just I'm always curious to see like what movies get like nominated, get recognized. And I actually had the list up at one point, but I kind of forgot what any of them were. So pulling it up on my phone. So here are the nominees. We have The Sound of Metal, Mank, Minari, Promising Young Women, The Father. There's more to it, but it won't load. I'm sorry, give me a second here. Alright, Best Picture. I don't want to go over all the nominees here, but I have it open again on this one website, and now it's being ad infested. What? Come on. Can you show me the nominees? I'll pause it, and we'll be right back. Alright, that took way too long. I don't know why this website's like that, but I'm looking at the New York Times, and our nominees for this year. Here we go. The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, which I watched fairly recently, and I actually really liked it. Mank, Minari, Nomadland, Promising Young Women, or Woman, my bad, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of the Chicago 7. Alright, now here's what I think. I've not seen a single one of those movies, except for Judas and the Black Messiah and Trial of the Chicago 7. Both movies I thought were great. Trial of the Chicago 7 was my favorite movie last year up until Soul came out, and honestly, I liked Soul more. Soul was my favorite movie of last year, but I guess so far, I mean, I've only seen 3 movies this year, but Judas and the Black Messiah is my favorite movie of this year. I'd say I like the Trial of the Chicago 7 more than Judas and the Black Messiah. But it's not like one's worse than it's just I don't know. I don't know. I hope it's one of those two. Then again, I don't know about a single one of these other movies. I know about Mank. That was on there. And I think I know what The Father is. But I hear that's really good. Mank I've heard mixed things about. So it's sort of strange to see that that's getting nominated here. But I don't know what to really make of this. I only know about 2 of these movies that are nominated. So I hope it's one of those 2 movies. Weird, Judas and the Black Messiah came out like a month ago, and it's already being nominated. So, yeah, that's just what I think there. Yeah. Anyways, one last topic. We all know that for for 10 years, actually. For like 10 years, James Cameron's Avatar was the #1 highest grossing movie of all time. And that was because, the CG at the time was, groundbreaking, it was just crazy, it was unprecedented, nothing like that has ever been done before, I don't think it's a very good movie. I I've watched it before. I actually rewatched it a couple months ago, and within the span of a day, I wasn't able to tell you anything about it. It just exists, you know. Had it not been the highest grossing movie for like about a decade, and then had it like not been like as groundbreaking as it was with its CG, it would honestly be a movie that would just that sort of just came and went, you know. Its status as like the highest grossing movie of all time for 10 years is like, honestly, I feel like that's why people hold in such high regard. Like, you take that out, and honestly, what do you have? Like, it's okay if you like the movie, but it's a pretty forgettable movie to me. But let's not get off topic. In 2019, which is 10 years after Avatar came out, all right? 2019, Avengers Endgame came out, and that surpassed Avatar. And people saying Endgame shouldn't count because, you know, it's not a standalone. Avatar's a standalone film. Endgame was like a part of an 11-year-long build. Bullshit. It's a movie. It came out. It grossed more than Avatar. It wins. Alright? So, Avatar recently got re-released in theaters, and now that beats Endgame. Avatar's now the highest grossing movie of all time. Again. And, I'm not going to say that doesn't count, because it does, you know? It got re-released in the theaters. People went in the theaters to see it. It did, you know, help with the box office. It did help with the gross, even if it is like, God, almost, okay, wait, no, never mind. Even if it's like over a decade later, like even if it's 12 years later, it still helped with the amount of money it grossed, and it's the highest grossing movie of all time now. I don't see too many people talking about this, but Avatar did surpass Endgame with a re-release. But I honestly feel like I don't think Avatar like should be the highest grossing movie of all time. I really don't think, because Endgame I think is a movie that is more deserving of that, you know. Because Avatar is just a forgettable film, and Endgame was just a roller coaster ride all around, I feel. Now, you could have a different opinion, that's fine. I'm not going to argue with that. But I feel like, you know, just Endgame, like, it was an 11-year-long build, and it lived up. Like, I feel like there are people that don't think Endgame is a perfect movie, perfect 10 out of 10, one of the best movies ever made. Other people think so, but some people don't. Everyone can agree, most people, I think, can agree that it was well worth the wait. It was a good fan servicey film, and a lot of people think Avatar deserves to be the number one best, highest grossing movie. I don't. I don't know. That's just what I think. So that was this episode of DPX Talks for about an hour. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. What do you guys think about Avatar surpassing Endgame down below? They will re-release Endgame sometime, and that will beat out Avatar again. You know, I'm just saying, I feel like Endgame is more deserving of that. Just saying. So yeah, that's it for that, and I think that's it for this episode. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Though I said there wasn't much to talk about, and this episode might be a bit shorter, but it was quite long, I'd say. I dwelled a bit on quite a few things to prolong the episode, so that's cool. We'll be back in a month. Actually, I'll be back soon with I'm gonna recap WrestleMania. I'm doing that again, so yeah. Yeah, I'll see you guys then. If you're on YouTube, go follow me on SoundCloud, link in description. You don't even have to consistently listen to me. You can just, you know, follow me, and that helps enough. If you're on SoundCloud, you can go over to YouTube and subscribe to my channel, DPX Solo. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.